you were at the game Sunday, and we want to switch gears. That replay of the play where the guy topped it or bunted it right in front of the plate, Mesoraco picked it up and tried to tag him, and they called him safe, and then he throws to Frazier.
Right.
And then how can they – I understand what they looked at, but I don't understand why they don't understand. You can't do that. Frazier reacted to the umpire's safe call.
Right, exactly.
And the umpire says safe.
Right.
So Frazier tags third and throws to first, and then after the fact, they say, well, he was tagged out at home, so it has to be a tag play. That's like going back in time. You can't do that.
I agree.
I mean, that would seem to me that baseball people would know that inherently. They just wouldn't even think twice about it and say, well, it was the wrong call, but the third baseman reacted to it. And they spent forever talking about it, and then they let that stand.
Right. If I were Major League Baseball right now, you know what I would do? It would be a bold move. I just scrap instant replay.
I agree.
I would use it for home run calls, and that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
I don't mind
Tags,
it.
nothing like that.
I don't mind it so much, but that particular call cannot be done.
See, but that's the point, Matt.
In the
It's not
middle
like
of a
football.
play, you have a domino effect when
Right.
you're making a double play,
Right.
and you can't go back and take the first call back.
You're right.
And then say he's supposed to know that.
And there's no other sport where that's a problem. That's
Right.
a problem only in baseball because multiple things happen on plays. Now, yes, you can say football could have holding, it could have pass interference, but football doesn't have one play that affects the flow of the play at another end. It's either one play holding or it's interference.
Or you
it's
can,
not like one thing happens.
decline it. Or you can decline it.
Right.
And in this place, why can't we just say, okay, we decline that. We want to let him go to first
Right.
base.
Baseball,
But, you know,
choose your own
replay
adventure
doesn't work
book.
in baseball.
Yeah. I agree.
That was infuriating to me that just wasn't obvious to every baseball player or baseball person
Right.
who was involved in the whole process. You know,
And it
you
didn't
would just
affect
say,
the game.
No.
It didn't affect the
Thankfully
game.
it didn't.
But again, this is, I don't know, maybe like the 6th or 7th example that I've seen that where replay simply doesn't work in this sport.
I agree.
So
Plus
we got to
it's
scrap
tough.
that.
Yeah, it's like it is. It's like a choose your own adventure book. You know, you can't go to page 28 if you haven't read 13, and
What adventure book?
go to page 42.
Didn't you ever read the Cliff Notes, Mr. Satin?
It's all over the place. You know those choose your own adventure books
Oh,
when you were a
talking
kid.
about? Yeah.
You know, yeah.
What kind of book?
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure.
Oh yeah, there's like a million endings.
Is
Probably
that like a
more
Hardy
20.
Boys or something?
Are
What is
Spot
that?
and Jane involved in this book?
Probably.
Because that's all the books I know.
They were for kids. You know, remember when you were a kid? They were,
Nice, Joe. We didn't have electricity. I couldn't read. So anyway, replay needs a replay. I agree 100% with that. And I you know, the thing is, it's toothpaste out of the tube. It's not going to go back in. But still, I think it's.
Maybe they'll let Pete in and scrap instant replay. Ban instant replay and let Pete in.
wow.
Maybe they're watching the
Erase
Fifth
history
Mascot.
is what you
If I was running for president, that would be my campaign slogan right
Plus,
there.
I miss managers being able to go out there and argue and get. I liked Brian Price getting thrown out the other day.
and
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
fun.
it's
what
like,
he got thrown out
you
for
know.
was stupid.
And
He got
what was that
thrown
instant
out. He got
replay?
thrown out over an instant replay
Right.
call where, like, he was arguing that it wasn't his call to challenge.
Yeah, see?
It was the Cardinals' call to challenge. And then he was saying, well, someone should challenge it, but why should I be the one who has to challenge it? This is a call that's not in my favor, basically.
It's really confusing, and it takes all that just rush of energy and spontaneous, you know, amazingness from these guys out of the game. It makes it takes some
It's
fun out of it.
entertaining to watch a manager get thrown out.
Yeah.
of the game, I think.
And you also
Yeah.
have, so you got this long pause while they go to New York, and then you got a pitcher standing there.
Yeah, that's
trying, to
right.
get,
That's
trying to
lame.
get back in or out of the flow of the game. You have everyone in baseball is so concerned about the pace of the game and the speed of the game. Nothing takes more time and energy and flow away from the game than a 7-minute break while they go put on the headsets and
Right.
figure out what's going on in New York. It's stupid.
The
It's
best,
outrageous.
the best game ever is when Lou Piniella ran out to second base and threw it 10 feet in the air because of, I think it was an Eric Davis home run call. And that was the greatest game.
And then he went and threw it again.
I love, that's what baseball,
that
that's
also
why I
remi-
love baseball so much. It's because of those moments.
It reminded me of a game, the double play that they reversed reminded me of the Dave Pallone play, which was similar because Pallone hesitated. He called him safe at first. You remember that play when Pete got suspended for a month? Mm-hmm. They threw to first. There was a guy going home. Esaski looks over. Pallone goes safe, out. And then he hesitated, and the guy was safe at home. And Pete came out and went nuts, and he got right up against him, and he started pointing at him. He says Pallone pointed at him and touched his face, and then he shoved him, and he was gone for a month. But that was one of the greatest things. I was down there. People started throwing stuff on the field. They had this. I watched it on YouTube the other day when we were talking about it, and they put a sign up on the board saying, "Please do not throw anything on the field because the game might be forfeited. Cool it. Love, Marge."